Hey there, what's up? It's Greer coming at you with my first ever Photoshop project. Now, I had never used Photoshop before this class, so I was really excited with how this piece turned out. As you can see, here's the original picture, it's Taylor Swift, and then here is the Photoshop picture I made of her. I'm just showing this for a little bit of a comparison of what I started with versus what I ended with. So now I'm opening Photoshop. So an overview about this piece. This piece is supposed to represent her time right before she released her latest album, which was Reputation, which was a huge shift from what she normally did back in the past. So when I grow up, I want to be able to market for a smaller company so that way I can create concepts as well as implement them into pictures and videos and stuff. So, but this was obviously kind of a bigger project for what my future goals are, but it's still kind of the same thing I want to do, and I love Taylor Swift and what she did with this album. So as I said, she's been under fire basically by, the Kardashians and people suing her, other companies suing her, and so I put all the negative headlines I could find of her, well, just the first few negative news headlines I could find, and I put them on the background just to represent the hate that has been going on that led up to this album. And then this is the first song on her album, which is called Are You Ready For It? It's basically saying, are you ready for her new reputation? So, Are You Ready For It was a single that came out before the album, however, it still used the same album artwork. So what I wanted to do was create this album, cover art, let's say, for her single, instead of using the actual just album cover, which is different. So I thought this would be a really cool concept, specifically for that song and for this album, which is very exciting. I knew I wanted to put the negative headlines in the background, kind of going along the creative process, and I wanted to have her in the foreground, and I like this picture because it conveys, look at all of this stuff going on, I can't deal with it, which I really like. I also made these a little bit warped, the headlines, to represent how things can get twisted in the media, which I thought was a really cool concept to implement because all these things are flowing through her head and they're twisting and turning, and are they true and are they not true? I think it's very, representative. I also put fire in her eyes just to show the fury that she was coming out with this next album. She really, did that, let's say, and she just put out her, most, I want to say, aggressive album yet, which was really awesome. I did the red lips just for fun. I thought it'd be a really cool, pop of color, and the red kind of shows, power, which I really liked. So the technical process. I removed the background of the original picture, and as you can see, I just put a black background, and I started filling in all the headlines, and then I started warping them with, let's see if I can pull it up, this thing, which is really cool. And then, yeah, so I have, as you can see, I have tons of layers. I have all of these headline layers, and then I have Taylor Swift herself, which is basically just the cutout of her that I cut out. And then I have this rectangle for the Ready For It, and then I added the text of that first song off the album, Ready For It. And then I lastly have the fire in her eyes. So basically, that's my technical process and what I did with it. And so what I like about this piece, I basically already explained in my overview. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I know that's very controversial, so I wanted to kind of put the controversy in the picture. I've always been a really big fan of her, and she inspires me, and I love her work, and I love what she stands for, and even though she looks really bad sometimes, I believe a lot of that is just how easy it is for the media to attack her. So yeah, she's a very controversial subject, but yet somebody I really look up to, so that's what I really like about this piece. I also really like it because it was my first project ever, and I did not think that it would turn out this well. I'm just super stoked about it. I showed it to all my family and friends, and I honestly, there are a few things I think that could be better, but I'm very happy with it. So thank you for viewing my Photoshop project, and I hope you like it too, even if you don't like Taylor Swift. Alright, thank